All right, we're recording. So welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. And I know that several people have asked for the recording, so I'm looking forward to this being very helpful to a lot of people. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone first, just so we don't have any interruptions or background noise. You guys can go ahead and unmute yourselves if you would like to. If you have anything that you want to say or share or questions. But for now, we'll just go ahead and do that for sound clarity. Okay, so welcome. What is a power hour? Let's just go over that real quick first, in case we have anyone doing this for the first time. A power hour is an hour of really concentrated work on the most productive income producing activities. And there's actually just very few of those that are income producing. And I believe the most important of those is reaching out and following up. Okay, so those are the ones that will consistently bring in the income the most. And I just heard something. I actually was able to join in on a power hour Chastity did with her team yesterday, and she shared something with me that made a big impact on me that I'd never really thought of before. She said, even if you're really great at posting about Plexus, if you're not reaching out and following up with people, all you are is third-party validation for the people that are. Like that's a really, really big deal, right? That's so true. Because if you're not reaching out and following up with people, eventually someone else in their life is going to. And even if you do great posts, like it's the people that are personally reaching out that are the ones that are consistently signing up new ambassadors and new customers. Because it's that personal touch. This is a relationships business. So that's really, really important. Okay, so there's different sections that we're going to be doing during this power hour. For the first part, like we're going to take 15 minutes and just reach out to people that we've never talked to about Plexus before, okay? And we got some awesome scripts from Carissa Casey, who's a Diamond ambassador. She's on fire right now, and she's a yellow personality. So her messages, the thing I love about them is they come across really like gentle and loving, and like it's all about them, which is what we want. That's very, very effective. And it's not pushy at all, which I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is they don't want to seem pushy. So I think you're going to love these scripts. I don't know, has anyone used Carissa Casey's scripts before? No? Okay. I don't know why, but I can only see you, Janelle. Maybe everyone else has their camera turned off, which is fine if you guys don't want them turned on. But anyways, so she shared these really great script ideas. And what I would encourage you to do is there's Carol's face. Hi, Carol. Joining us from Canada. So awesome. So go ahead and you can copy and paste these scripts. And then if you want to, there's Lori too. If you want to, everyone's turned on their cameras now. There's Heidi. If you want to, you can kind of personalize them and put them in your own voice, so it sounds like something that you actually typed up yourself. But I would encourage you not to change them much, because these are very, very effective the way they are. And so, feel free to put your own like fingerprint on it, but don't mess with it too much is my recommendation. Also, I do want to really, really, really promote inviting people to the Jumpstart January Week of Wins, because my personal belief is that's the easiest way to get people to make that jump. Because if you think about it, what are we inviting people to do? To join the Jumpstart January Week of Wins? For $25, they can sample Plexus for a week. They can learn all about how it can help them reach their New Year's resolutions, whether they be health goals, weight goals, financial goals, paying off debt, time freedom, whatever that is. They can learn about how Plexus can meet their needs and desires for only $25, and they can win prizes for doing so. Like, that's a super, super easy thing to invite people to do, and people will jump on it very, very likely, okay? So if you'll notice, I want you guys to look in the chat box right now, because I've copied and pasted all of the scripts that came from Carissa Casey. And then the last one is one that I just wrote up to invite people to the Jumpstart January Week of Wins. Oh, Janelle said there's nothing there. Oh, yep, it's not there. Dang it. Okay, I got to find where I wrote it. I will work on getting that in the chat next, okay? First of all, I don't want to waste too much time here, so I will get that message put in there. I don't know, maybe I typed it in a private message and I meant to copy and paste it and it didn't paste, but I'll find it. You still love me? You guys know me well, right? Okay, anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to break up this hour into 15-minute increments, okay? Or you can do like 20 minutes of reaching out if that's something that you haven't done a lot of, and then less time for follow-up if there's really not a lot of people you need to follow up with. And then there's also another script that you'll want to use to reach out to your team members. Maybe if you don't have a team, you can use that time for the first message, reaching out to people with the original message. Or if you don't have a very large list yet, I mean, go through that whole list, and then if you still have time left over in a category where you don't have team members to send messages to or whatever, then you can add to your list, okay? So you can kind of play with the time to what suits you, but typically, like, we're going to use the first 15 minutes for reaching out, the second for follow-up, the third 15 minutes we'll do for reaching out to our first level team members, and so you get it. These power hours, I just want to tell you, like, can you imagine what your business would look like if you were to do even 3 power hours a week? If you were to like pick 3 days a week and set aside 1 hour and set a timer and do a power hour, like, what would that do for your business? What would your business look like in a month from now, in 3 months from now, in a year from now, if you were consistent with that? And it's so simple to set aside just 1 hour. And this is mostly just copy and paste, you guys. So imagine if you're really wanting to promote fast and move through the ranks, what if you did this 5 days a week? You know, really you can customize this to what you want and what your schedule's like. But I just can't tell you how awesome these are. And I see a huge difference, I know, when I'm consistent with them. So I just want to encourage that. Now, the first message that we're going to be using to reaching out is from Carissa Casey. Again, this is her suggestion. You can feel free to customize it to make it your own. But, and you'll notice I messed this one up just a little bit. So don't use that last line. But it says, "Hey, Emily, I know you and I haven't had a conversation about Plexus yet, but would you be open to hearing my story? You may or may not decide Plexus is a fit for you, but it still means the world to me when people are willing to listen and show support." So that's all. You'll copy and paste and send that to people that you have not yet talked to about Plexus. Most people are, gonna want to hear your story or at least be supportive or whatever. And so once they do, this is where you're going to customize this and record a voice message that's 1 minute or less. It's very important that it's a minute or less because you'll lose people if it's longer. But here's what she recommends you use for this voice recording. It would go, and of course you'd write this in your own words in your own story, but it goes something like this. Hey, okay, so when you're recording, it would be 1 minute that talk about how you came to believe in Plexus. Use 2 examples from personal friends' results and 1 example from your own result, and end it with an open-ended question. So this would be an example. Thanks so much for agreeing to let me share. I had such a misconception about Plexus at first. I thought it was just another gimmick for weight loss. But when I saw that my friend Adrienne no longer had migraines and she was able to get pregnant after a year of struggling, blah, blah, blah. And my friend Nicole was able to avoid surgery for plantar fasciitis. I began to understand how gut health and blood sugar are such huge game changers. I was so skeptical, and I'm sure you are too, but thanks again for your open mind. I know opening my mind changed everything for both my health and finances. So then, share a little bit about what you've experienced, but still trying to keep this short. Are there any issues you've been wishing or praying for an answer to? Maybe Plexus could bless you or someone you love. So that would be like just, and what you want to do with this voice recording, I love this idea. Like this is, I've kind of played with these before, but what you want to do is record it to yourself. Don't say their name at the beginning, but just record it to yourself in Facebook Messenger until you get it perfect, just the way that you want it. And of course, it'll never be absolutely perfect, so don't spend too much time, but get it the way that you want it and the way that you feel confident about it and you're excited to share that with someone. And then you'll just forward that as when people respond to that first text that you're sending out, when they say, yeah, I'd love to hear your story, then you just forward that message to them and you just keep it in your phone so you always have it there to forward. And this is just such a personal touch that's so easy. And I mean, you can power through your list so quickly with this. So really what you're trying to do here is start a conversation. Then from there, what I would do is come in with the invitation for getting them to do the Jumpstart January. And of course, it's your choice. You may choose to open up with that invitation, but I love the idea of starting that conversation first and really letting them hear your belief and why Plexus is so meaningful to you, because that's really, you guys, that's what sells people on Plexus. That's what gets them to place that order is the stories, the testimonials. More than anything, I think it's the testimonials, and I'm sure you'd agree. Okay, so let's not take any more time. Heidi said she did this a couple weeks ago and had great results. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set a timer for 15 minutes, and we're going to start sending that first message out. You guys, does everyone see in the chat message where that is? You can just copy and paste it. You're not seeing it, Emily? Oh my gosh, no one is? Okay. You know what? I wonder, since I copied and pasted them before you guys got on, do you think that's why? Yeah? Okay. Well, let me do it again then. Here we go. All right, copy. Okay, do you see that, Emily? Heidi's saying yes. Woo! Got it. See, technology and me, we're not the BFFs, but we're getting there. Okay, so we're going to grab your list. We're going to send this to everyone that we have not yet talked to about Plexus, and make sure that you're keeping track. Put a little check mark once you've sent them this voice message or the text message. Then here, let me send you the one that gives you ideas of how to do the voice recording. And I realize that if this is the first time and you don't already have your voice message recorded, it could take a few minutes to get that put together. So we may not get as many of these sent out today as we would once we have this already done. But the point is, once you realize how quick and easy this is, it won't paste. Okay, here's what I'm seeing as the problem. I think if the message is so long, it won't paste it. So let me just do half of it at a time. This thing's weird. Okay. Anyways, you guys can go ahead and start with the first part of the message. And I'm going to put this voice recording one in 2 different pieces, okay? I'm just going to hope this works. Yep, it is. Okay, so the voice message one's going to be in 2 different pieces. I'll put part 2 on this one. All right, so I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to get these messages pasted in, and then I'm going to add the one that's just a simple invitation for the Jumpstart January. And throw that in whenever you feel it's right, okay? I really think starting the conversation, getting that rolling, letting them know why you love Plexus, and then that invitation seems like a really, really good way to do it, but it's up to you. I think you'll know when it's right to invite them, okay? All right, so setting a timer, let's go till 10:30. Ready, go. Okay, guys, believe it or not, it's been 15 minutes. So, sorry, I took up a lot of your time just with the introduction and talking about how this works. So if you want to use some of our next 15 minutes to continue on with what you're working on now, that's fine. But the next section that we typically will be focusing on is follow up. Okay, so the follow up, she shared some suggestions. First of all, I really liked this one where a lot of times, you know, during the holidays, people are like, you know, oh man, sorry, I'm just so busy. I can't really think about this right now or whatever. Then she did share a suggestion where you could say something like, oh girl, I hear that. The next week is crazy for me too. I'll send you a message of what my experience has been and we can plan to chat about it in January. And then make sure that you jot a date on your calendar to follow up. And then she suggests something like, sorry, it's been a few weeks since I've checked in. Thanks again for being willing to hear my story. That support means the world to me. Did you get a chance to listen? If they say no, then that probably means that they'll be happy to update you when they have a second. You just say, great, if I don't hear from you in a few days, I'll just check back in. So that would just be like a follow-up message. If you did send your voice recording and they haven't responded to that. So that gives you some ideas. And then there's also just the standard follow-up idea that I shared. Bernita, I can't tell you how nauseous doing that made me. I'm working on trying to do it scared. I know I won't grow if I don't. Let's give Bernita a hand. We're so proud of you, Bernita. That's awesome. You know what, though? I love seeing that other people are doing the same thing at the same time. That makes it a little less scary, doesn't it, Bernita? Because when you see other people like recording their message or typing away or copy pasting, whatever, then you know we're all in the ranks together. We're all doing this together. And it's scary. After you do it a lot of times, I feel like it's not scary for most people, but some people it always makes them nervous. So we're proud of you. Anyways, there's a typical follow-up idea here too that I shared. All of these are in the chat, so you guys can just utilize those the way that you feel best with the time that you're using and with your list and where you're at with people. But this one that Carissa Casey shared was just a simple, hey, Bernita, thanks again for opening up with me about your health struggles or your financial needs or whatever it was that you guys had mentioned or talked about before. I know that healthy choices aren't at the top of either of our minds over this week of holiday feasting, but I'd love to make sure that you have your products in hand ready to go for January. How does that sound? Are you free for a 5-minute chat tonight to get your order placed, maybe 8:15-ish? Super simple, just put the invitation out there. I find that to be super effective when people are interested. Lori is asking if Carissa's message to send came through yet. I can see them all. If you guys are not seeing one, then tell me in the chat messages because I copied and pasted them all again. Which one are we missing, Lori?
I don't see the one for the initial reaching out.
Oh, you don't see that one?
I do not. So I didn't really make use of my 15 minutes because I really like that message and I didn't see it.
Oh dear. You should have asked me then. Okay, here, I'll copy and paste it again. Tell me if you see it this time.
I don't know why I can only see, yeah, I see it now, but I only got part of them, I guess, so.
Okay, that's weird. Did you come in late? No, you were one of the first ones on here.
Well, I did go off and get on a computer, so I wonder if
that's see, so I guess what happens is you only see the chats from the minute that you get on. So you would have lost the previous ones.
So I only
see all the other messages.
Mine starts with Jumpstart January invitation idea. That's where mine starts. Sorry, that's my fault.
No, it's fine. Okay, then I'm going to copy and paste the voice recording one again because that's the only other one you're missing, all right?
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. So go ahead and use this time, guys. We're going to do another, let's do 20 minutes? No. Let's do another 15 minutes, and you can use it either continue on where you were at, or if you have a lot of people to follow up with, this is some good suggestions for follow-up. And remember, there's I did add in the invitation for Jumpstart January. If you haven't looked at that yet, that can be something that you can easily throw in. Okay? All righty.
Did you say that Carissa voice messages this initial message?
No, the first one, she types, okay? The one I just pasted.
And then,
then she responds with the voice message after that, when they say that they would be willing to hear her story. Then it's a 1-minute recording. So I'm going to copy and paste that one for you now, okay?
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Okay, guys, we've only got 10 minutes left in our power hour. So I hope that you feel like you've made a lot of progress already. Does anyone have any responses yet or anything exciting they want to share?
The only thing I think I would like some advice from is maybe how to reach out to someone that you've multiply reached out about Plexus and they've never answered back.
I know that you're really good about like just building the relationship. Have they been responsive with the building relationship posts?
Not with that either. And so I'm wondering if you.
Well, it could be a person, like, do they ever check their messages? Can you tell if they are even seeing?
You could see their picture that they read it. You know how you see.
Oh, really?
Circle.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
well, I think to me that would mean like if they're seeing it but they're not being responsive, even to the relationship ones though, that's kind of weird.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that that's probably a person that's just not ready yet. Like, you know, they're at least they're aware. Like, you've planted some seeds, but I would think if even they're not responding to the relationship ones, that maybe just like give them a few months or something. I don't know. Anyone else have any other suggestions on that? It's kind of a different situation.
I know for me with that, I had the same thing. And yesterday I sent out a few things inviting people to the Week of Wins or the Jumpstart. And I had a girl who has been, I always say crickets, like no response to the relationship, to Plexus. And all of a sudden she wrote back and was like, oh, tell me about the Week of Wins. So she just all of a sudden out of the blue after like 4 or 5 months. So I guess it's just like you said, when they're ready, they'll respond.
Yeah.
So we just keep bugging, I guess, in the meantime.
Well, not bugging. I don't like that word.
Not bugging, just
but planting
letting
seeds
them know that we're still thinking
them and loving them. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just teasing you.
I have a couple of times with someone like that. A lot of times I just let them go because I'm like, I feel silly 10 times saying something if they're ignoring me. But there's been a few times where I've just said, hey, I know that you think I'm a crazy Plexus lady and maybe I'm bothering you because I keep following up. But I just know how much these products could help and I care about you and our friendship. And so I might just keep following up until you tell me no. Yeah. And then they know at least. Like, I don't know. But
at least it kind of takes the awkwardness out. I like that, Emily.
Like, I know that I'm bothering you and you're not responding. So I'm not completely stupid. Like, I can see that you're not responding to me. But I want you to know that I still care. Because I've had the exact same thing happen to me. You're Heidi, right? Heidi. Okay. I'm like, okay. Where like just out of the blue one time they'll respond and they'll come to me or they'll just come to me, not even respond, but come to me. And so we can't ever decide why people don't respond.
Mm-hmm.
For them.
You can't decide for them.
Yeah.
Exactly. So. And there's another one, you know what, that reminded me of one that I used a couple times where I said, you know, to be honest, I'm starting to feel kind of like a stalker and I hate that. But I do want you to know that I love you and I really believe that you could benefit from this. So, you know, then you could finish it up like what Emily said. So I'll just, you know, I see that you're seeing the messages. If you're not interested, please just let me know. And that's totally fine. Like, you know, I'll still love you, but I just want to make sure that you're getting the opportunity or whatever, you know what I mean? Or that we could see if this is something that you could benefit from also. But if you'd rather not hear it, just let me know anytime. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Bernita wanted to know, Heidi, what did you send to them to invite them to Week of Wins? Was it something similar to what I shared or was it different?
I'm going to try and copy and paste it on here because it was actually something that my upline sent me an idea that she used.
Love it. Would you share?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to copy it, so I will.
Okay, cool. What I found is if it's long, it won't let you paste it, but if it's short enough, it'll let you copy and paste. So just so you know. All right. Well, we only have 5 minutes left, but I hope that this was really helpful for you guys. This is something I'm going to keep using. I love the idea of the first text followed up with the 1-minute voice message. It took me 5 times, but I got my voice message recorded where I love it, and I'm excited to send it to people. Who else has their voice message done? Heidi does? No? Were you guys just busy sending out the text one first?
I sent almost 50 messages out yesterday, and I have not had a chance to follow up with any of them or the responses I've got. So I just was like trying to catch up on that.
Oh, wow.
But I love this message, and I'm super excited to use it.
Me too. I love it. I feel like it's so personal, and it's so like non-aggressive. It's super like gentle and loving and very yellow. It's very yellow. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Anyways, okay. Well, we've got 4 more minutes. I'll go ahead and hang out and send out some more messages. I would love to like offer these once in a while, but you guys, this is something that you can do on your own time. You don't need an invitation and a group to do this. You know, schedule your power hours in, use the first 15 minutes for that first initial text message. Then the next 15 minutes to do the follow-up messages with those. And then, oh my gosh, I didn't share the one about the team to send to your ambassadors. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and mute and let you guys keep working, and I'm going to copy and paste the message. I don't know if this one came from Carissa Casey or if this is something that Chastity came up with, but I love it. So I'm going to paste that in the chat now, so make sure you check that out and copy and save that. I will post the recording in Wellness Warriors with all of these scripts in there, okay? Even the one that Heidi's going to be sharing. So, yay. And let's do these. I mean, what I would recommend is decide, okay, I'm going to do 3 power hours a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Or I'm going to do 5 power hours a week. Like, how fast do you want to rank up? Decide how many power hours you're going to do in a week based on how fast you want to rank.
And remember, they're not going to take this long because you're doing a lot of talking in between.
Yes, exactly.
And if you plan the day, but if you give your last, 5 to 10 minutes, plan for your day tomorrow, you already have your people on your list and the messages that you need to send. So it's going to go a lot quicker than you could ever, than what we're doing necessarily today.
Oh, for sure. And you could even like use highlighters and color coordinate. Okay, this is someone I need to follow up with, tomorrow or a week from now or whatever. But I love that. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Janelle. Okay, I'm going to get that message to send out to our first levels, and you guys go ahead and keep working. You guys rock.
Look right here.
Yay! Oh.
Okay, our hour is up. That went by so fast. I see Heidi shared her message, which I love. It came from Jonelle, right? Yeah, so we'll give her the credit for that. That's a really good one.
It's Nicole. Sorry, not Janelle.
Oh, Nicole. Okay, Nicole. That's awesome. I'll be sharing that. And then I just barely shared a message to send out to your first levels to kind of get a pulse on what they're wanting for 2018, and inviting them to maybe recommit to their products or aim for a new health goal, or work on their Plexus paychecks. So anyways, thanks for joining in, guys. This was awesome. I'm excited to keep this up. Heidi and I meet up and do a power hour every morning at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. If anyone ever wants to jump in on that, let me know. We've got that ongoing. And so, but I'm going to be using this format from now on. I've never had this before and I absolutely love it. So anyways, you guys are awesome. I'll post the recording with all the scripts. Anyone have anything they want to say or something exciting to share before we go from your messages? Okay.
I just got 3 responses.
Woo!
Now I got to record my thing. I was like, oh, dang, I better record that quick.
Yep. All right. Get it, girl. That's awesome. Okay. Way to go, guys. Thanks for calling in, and everyone have an awesome day and a blessed new year. Like it's our year. Let's claim it. 2018 is going to be amazing. I love you guys. Have a good one.